So I've noticed that on YouTube, there's not really a lot of first responder or EMS content that relates strictly to the EMS side. There's a lot of police and fire, but not a lot of EMS videos. So I'm hoping to change that. As sarcastically and dumb as it's going to be, I'm hoping to change that meta, per se, quote unquote. So this is going to be a different video than what I've been posting, but I'm hoping to kind of make it its own side series. So let me know if you like it or not, what I need to do different if you want me to keep doing it. So just a little intro-ish kind of thing. So what we're going to get into is something that I think is very, very important and very, very, very useful for a lot of people, because a lot of people call ambulances because people get hurt and sick. But a lot of people don't know when to or what to do or what happens when you do it. So as a paramedic, I'm going to inform your brain noodles on what you need to do, when to call, what you need to do after you call, what you need to say when we arrive, so on and so on and so on. Okay. So, a lot of the first thing I want to get into, it is a big pet peeve of mine. Big, 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 big pet peeve. And the reason it's a pet peeve is because if you have this kind of mindset, you probably don't need an ambulance. Okay. But let's get into it. All right. So, I can't tell you how many times that people call, right? And the sole reason that they call for an ambulance is because they think that if they call an ambulance, oh, well, I'll go in on on a cot, right? So if I come in on the cot and the EMTs and the paramedics take me in, I don't have to wait in the waiting room. You're dead wrong. No. Like, it does not matter how you come in. They don't care. Okay? I'm just going to, they care, like, because that's their job. But, if you come in by ambulance or if you come in with your car, they're going to look at you the same, no matter what, it depends on what your problem is, okay? Because I can't tell you how many times I've had people legit throw a temper tantrum because we have to take them off the bed and they have to walk out to the waiting room. It's like, what do you expect? You're not seriously hurt. You're not seriously sick. There are people a lot that are sicker and hurt and stuff that need to be seen before you. That is how it is. When you waste my time and you waste the other EMT's time when we could be available for somebody else just because you want to use me as a fast pass at the amusement park, that's what takes me off. We're not instant to the bed, okay? It depends on the situation. Just like in medicine, it's per patient basis, okay? It's per person basis. Okay, now this one's not going to be pertinent to a lot of people, but if you know what the term POA means, or power of attorney, then this is pertinent to you. And I as a POA, I understand that. You have the stuff that comes with that, okay? But when I show up, okay, let's say your grandma or your mom or, somebody that you are the POA of, right? You call an ambulance for. All right. The only time that you get to dictate the sole decisions for that person is when they are not what we determine as alert and oriented. I'll post a little chart up here to kind of help explain that. It's a guideline we use to determine if somebody is in a mental capacity to make decisions for themselves, okay? Now, if they are alert and oriented, you could be anybody. It don't matter. That person tells me what is wrong with them and what they want me to do. You might be the POA, which is good if they're in a state that they can't tell me. But if they can tell me and they're alert and oriented, then I want to talk to them. I want them to tell me what's going on. I want them to say where they want me to take them, and so on and so on. Now, I don't mind if you tell me their medical history. If I ask you a question to you, then perfect, awesome. Be as helpful as you can be. But the other thing that I find really troublesome is when I'm trying to talk to the person that is having the issue, and then the person or the POA or whoever family member standing off to the side and over talking the person that is having the issue, talking over them. Don't ever do that. Do not ever do that. If I'm talking to you, then I'm talking to you. If I'm talking to the person there, I'm talking to them, okay? It makes my job so much more difficult when I'm trying to talk to somebody and you're sitting here going and just straight up ruining any kind of communication I have with the person that I need to talk to. Now, I'll go back to it, okay? If they can't talk for themselves or there's a situation where I need to talk to you, perfect, great, that is fantastic, okay? But please don't overtalk. the person that I'm trying to talk to. It's not helpful, and I have had made people leave the room or go outside or go away because they're not being helpful. They're just being hindrance. That's how I put that. Okay, I know a lot of people think they're trying to be helpful, but they're really not. Okay, another great thing to keep in mind is when we show up, you'd say you call for the ambulance, right? A big thing that you can, if you're able to. Now, obviously, it depends on the situation. Okay, you know, somebody's dead or dying or it's a super serious situation. I know this ain't going to be the top priority, but if everything's okay, and everything's, you have the ID and insurance cards ready for us. Because those are going to be one of the first things we ask for if we're able to. Okay. Oh, do you have your ID and insurance cards? Obviously, the ID is so we can identify you, so we know who we're taking care of, and the insurance is so that you don't get a nasty bill in the mail, and we bill it to the proper people. Because sadly, ambulances don't run on sunshine and happiness, so we have to get paid. But regardless, those are the two things we usually like to have. Other great things, if you have it, medication list of allergies, and medical problems. Those also are great if you have them. If not, it's no big deal. Not top of my list, but great to have those as well. All right, and then a lot of times I get, well, I don't know when should I call. When is it bad enough that I should need a call? A lot of people don't understand that. They think there's like this magical criteria of when they need to call an ambulance, and it's not that hard. It's really not. Let me draw it up to you in one simple question. Ask yourself this: is what you're calling for going to cause you immediate harm or death? Okay, so at that moment, are you going to experience an immediate harm to yourself? Or is somebody else going to experience immediate harm or death? Let me give you some examples. Okay, somebody's saying they're having chest pain. Yes, absolutely call if they're having chest pain. You're feeling suicidal. Yes, obviously call. Let me give you an example. Okay, let's say you have a gout, right? You gout or some chronic pain. You have chronic back pain. Okay, you always have this chronic pain. Okay. But then you want to call an ambulance because your pain's worse than normal. Not really a reason to use an ambulance. I mean, it's not going to cause you that immediate harm or death. So it's always a good guideline I like to tell people when they ask me that is it going to cause you immediate harm or death? That's when you should call. Now, I'm not saying if you really need to call and you want to call, that's what I get paid to do. I'm not trying to tell people, no, I don't want you calling. Like, I understand. That's why I'm here. That's what I get paid to do, okay? Always call if you feel like you need to, but if you need like a criteria or you're not sure of when to call, use that as a basis, okay? I hope this was helpful, informative. If you guys like this kind of type video, then let me know. Leave comments, what I could do better, so on. I'm hoping to make more in the future, obviously, if it's good. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. Bye.
La ta ta